Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of UNEP, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you to this, the fourth meeting of the parties to the agreement on the conservation of African-Eurasian migratory waterbirds. Madagascar, as the host country, seems a very appropriate place to hold this meeting, not least because of the efforts in recent years under the leadership of the President and the government of Madagascar to invest in biodiversity and conservation, and indeed in taking its role as one of the custodians of global biodiversity extremely seriously. We laud this effort by His Excellency the President and the people of Madagascar. I hope it will inspire you for this meeting, which is an important meeting not only in terms of the AEWA agreement, but indeed in terms of the discussions we have today in countries across the world. How do we conserve biodiversity? How do we work together as nation states and as communities in cooperating with one another, in supporting each other? Nowhere else could this be more important and true than for migratory species, and perhaps even more so for migratory birds. In many ways, they have become early warning indicators of the state of our global biodiversity, indeed of our ecosystems and the state of the environment in general. We have focused a lot on climate change in the past couple of years. And indeed, climate change also has a very direct bearing on the fate of migratory species. Much of the evidence that you will be presented this week and that you will have to also explain to the world will point further to the deteriorating situation that is affecting biodiversity across the planet. Individual countries and communities have an extraordinarily important role and responsibility as custodians of the ecosystems, but also the long-term survival of migratory species. We have to work together across national boundaries, across different communities and interests to try and ensure that the vital conditions that allow migratory species to survive and to thrive are not affected by short-term decisions, sometimes driven indeed by legitimate local level concerns, but ultimately undermining our ability to maintain the flyways and indeed the conditions that allow migratory species to survive. AEWA has been a remarkably successful agreement, and it is testimony to the fact that people, nations and our global community is increasingly concerned about how we can foster this collaboration more effectively. As you meet in Antananarivo, I hope that you will provide both the agreement but also the public at large with a vision and indeed with hope on how we can address the objectives of not only this agreement, but in the context of our broader goals of biodiversity conservation and ultimately the Millennium Development Goals, that we are able to make a difference by working together, by cooperating, by bringing the best of science to bear upon public decision-making, and also about public awareness being a key part of building an understanding of what it means to ensure that migratory species will still be with us tomorrow, and that as a key part of our biodiversity and ecosystems, they contribute not only to our well-being, but indeed to the diversity of life on planet Earth. I extend my best wishes to you, and I hope that this agreement will continue to thrive as it has done in recent years, with more range states also joining AEWA. It is only when we have all range states being part of these agreements that we can truly claim that they are the framework for nations to work together. Thank you for all your efforts, and I extend my best wishes to all of you.